Joining us today because we're going to go back to the 80s, 1980s, a period of substantial growth of the biotech industry in San Diego with our panel. And it's most appropriate that we're holding this meeting in Dickinson Hall, named in honor of President Emeritus Dick Dickinson, former president of the university and chancellor at UCSD, and he happens to be with us today. So for those of you who do not know Dick Dickinson, Dick, could you raise your hand? He's sitting right here in the front row. When Dick Dickinson was appointed chancellor at UCSD in 1980, 2 years after I arrived here. Actually, I had met Dick, he'll remember, met Dick at Stanford at a coffee shop with a mutual friend, one of his postdocs. Little did I know that we would meet up again in San Diego. When he came here, he brought with him from Stanford the entrepreneurial experience and vision that he saw played out at Stanford and with the birth of Silicon Valley. And at UCSD, he immediately sought to use the Stanford Turman model, Turman being the earlier dean of the engineering school that helped create Silicon Valley. And he brought these ideas to San Diego, and his idea was that UCSD would be a technology generator for the San Diego economy. He began to promote the growth of high-tech startups and the raising of startup funds from the private sector. It was during his administration that he supported and gave birth to the Connect organization, which assists entrepreneurs at every step of the way in starting new companies, and virtually every region of this country now is trying to emulate Connect. And now I see I realize that we also have the Connect founders here. We have Mary Walshock sitting next to Dick Dickinson. Raise your hand, Mary. And we have David Hale over here. And they've been a tremendous organization in fostering the growth of the biotech life science industry in San Diego. So I feel like we're all here like one happy family, so to speak. Anyway, moving right along, the 80s and 90s were decades of substantial growth of the life science industry here, and biotechnology was actively supported by the venture capital industry, the venture capital community. And as a result of all of this, San Diego has emerged as one of the top 3 biotech clusters in the world today. And as you heard from Heather and from Brian, these organizations have been formed, the Life Science Foundation has been formed to record and preserve accurately the history of the biotechnology industry. And as part of this endeavor, both LSF and UCSD have brought together 3 of the legendary venture capitalists who were active at the beginning of this era in the 80s in San Diego, nearly 30 years ago. And they have created some of the most successful companies in the United States today. Not only that, their venture capital partnerships have been some of the most successful venture capital partnerships in the history of life science investing. All 3 of these individuals remain active today and continue to fund and develop life science companies and are in the unique position to comment on how things were done back then and how the world has changed over the past nearly 30 years. I think it's important to talk about the past so that we have a perspective on what attributes and conditions are vital to the success of venture capital-backed life science companies and venture capital investing in general as we move into the future.